In this video, we're going to look at how we can multiply by breaking up or partitioning a number. First, let's look at a pattern in multiplication that will help us with this skill. If I have the question 7 times 8, I can use my multiplication chart if I'm not sure of that, and that equals 56. Next, I have a very similar question. I have 7 times 80. So this is 10 times larger than 7 times 8 because 80 is 10 times larger than 8. So I can just look at the first part of the question, 7 times 8. I know that that part equals 56 from the question above, but it needs to be 10 times larger, so it would be 560. In our next question, again, I have a 7 times 8, but now it's 100 times larger because it's 7 times 800. So I know the 7 times 8 part equals 56, but it has to be 100 times larger, so 5600 or 5600. In the next one, I still have my 7 times 8, but now it's going to be 1000 times larger because it's 7 times 8000. So I know 7 times 8 equals 56, and then it needs to be 1000 times larger, so it would be 56,000. Let's look at the question 4 times 37. We can break this up into two parts. So 37 can be broken up into 7, because the 7 is in the ones place, so it's just worth 7. And the 3 is in the tens place, so it's worth 30. So I can rewrite my question as 4 times 7 and 4 times 30. Now I just need to find the answer to these two multiplication questions and add them together to find the final answer for 4 times 37. So first I'll do 4 times 7. That equals 28. Next, I have 4 times 30. That could be a tricky one, but remember in our example at the beginning, we can do 4 times 3, which we know is 12, but it has to be 10 times larger, so it would equal 120 when I did 4 times 30. Lastly, I just have to add these two numbers together to get 148. So that means 4 times 37 equals 148. Now let's look at 3 times 258. So we'll use the same strategy and partition the 258. So the 8 is in the ones place, so it's worth 8. The 5 is in the tens place, it is worth 50. And the 2 is in the hundreds place, so it is worth 200. So I can rewrite my multiplication question as 3 multiplied by each part of the number 258. So I can write 3 times 8, 3 times 50, and then 3 times 200. I will add all those products together to get the final answer for 3 times 258. So first I'll do 3 times 8, that equals 24. Next, 3 times 50. Well, we know 3 times 5 equals 15, but it has to be 10 times larger because it's multiplied by 50, so 3 times 50 is 150. And then last, 3 times 200. First I'll do 3 times 2, which is 6, but it needs to be 100 times larger because it's being multiplied by 200, so that makes 600. Lastly, I just need to add these three numbers together, and that makes 774. So 3 times 258 equals 774.